What's going on, everyone? The Bad Habits, aka TBH here, and today I'm here not to review a movie, but to do a little something different, okay? Today we're gonna do a first iteration of my favorite villains, okay? I say first iteration because this is not a final list. I will be doing another one next year, so stay tuned for that. For example, Breaking Bad, that's my favorite anything, not just series, but I would put that as my most watched thing ever. You know what I mean? I hold that on another tier. I love that character, Walter White. He's not going to be on my list, okay? Maybe next year. Who knows? I'm going to leave him off this year. I love Jason. He's making an appearance on my video that premieres Friday the 13th. Stay tuned for that one. The Xenomorph, okay? I love Alien specifically. The first one, that's my favorite movie in the franchise. I'm not going to put the Xenomorph on my list. At least not this year, baby. Negan. Early Negan specifically. One of my favorite portrayals of any character ever, but he won't be on the list either. With all that being said, let's just dive into number 10. Jean Jacket from the movie Nope. If you haven't seen the movie Nope from Jordan Peele, this is his third film. In my opinion, it's... Let me just say this first before I say my opinion. Get Out is one of my favorite movies of that year. If not for Logan, for example, it might be the best film that year. Nope. I gotta say, this is now my favorite Jordan Peele film. I love this. It took me the second time to understand. First time I saw it in theaters, I enjoyed what I saw. I just didn't comprehend it. But man, this is awesome. Jean Jacket is, you know what? This movie is still rather new. It's only a little over a year old. Maybe I don't need to tell you. If you've seen this movie, Jean Jacket, y'all, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Horrifying. Check out Nope, okay? It's hilarious in my opinion, but it's also horrifying. That's all I got for now. Number 9, baby. Next up, we have The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. And no, I'm not talking about the director. That's another story for another day. The first two movies specifically, they came out the year I turned 7 and the year I turned 9. So I was pretty young when I saw this movie. Matter of fact, my dad took me and my brother to see the second one. We left school and went straight to the theaters. That was awesome. This is a creature that used to keep me up at night. At the time, we lived in this house where I had a storage room essentially attached to my bedroom, and the creeper was one of a few things I imagine was lingering in that room. We'll get into another one later on. That's it for Jeepers Creepers. Number 8. For my next entry, I have Tony Todd as Candyman. Specifically in the first Candyman movie, which I probably don't need to tell you is the best one. I thought Day of the Dead was solid, and the recent 2021 version, it was okay. A little bit of a letdown, but Tony Todd, okay? There's a reason why he's essentially Death in the Final Destination series. This man is terrifying. He's also voicing Venom in the next Spider-Man 2 game coming out really fucking soon. Can't wait for that. Stay tuned for some gameplay clips and whatnot. This man negotiated in his contract for every time he was stung by a bee, which I imagine was a hell of a lot of times. If you haven't seen the movie, I won't fully get into it, but this man's backstory is terrifying. It's very unfortunate for him, and he's truly haunting. Do not sleep on Candyman. Okay, there is that one scene in this movie that's hard to take seriously. And if you've seen this, come on, you know what I'm talking about now. Don't. Okay, I don't want to remove the allure of Candyman. Moving on to number 7. This one might be an odd choice, admittedly. I'm going with Kevin, played by Elijah Wood in Sin City. As a kid, I adored this movie. I don't really as much now, admittedly. Kevin's character is a psychopath. He's also a cannibal who eats his victims. So this character does not speak a single word. Marv decapitates Kevin at some point, and he's still alive because it's Sin City, and that's how that works there. He watches his own dog eat his body, and he just smiles the entire time. It was gut-wrenching for 11-year-old me. Like I said, I don't really love this movie like I used to, but for his scenes alone, he still stands out. It's goddamn creepy. It's nothing like his character Frodo in, The Lord of the Rings, or like Ryan in the show Wilfred. Anyway, thanks to Elijah Wood for putting in an awesome performance as Kevin. Let's move on to number 6. I've been waiting on this one right here. Death from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Hold your horses, okay? Yes, it's not a scary movie. It's for kids, right? Fuck no. This movie is terrifying. It's so awesome, though. This is not for kids. I want to clarify. This is for families. This is something you can watch with your 4-year-old, your 40-year-old. I guess you have a 40-year-old. I don't know. And you can all take something from this. Everyone. I watched this a little late. I ended up buying this at a checkout lane at a store. Just as a blind buy. I saw the trailer and thought that it looked amazing, but never got around to it. This is a movie I should have saw in theaters. It's really great. Death, specifically played by Wagner Moore. Wow. Bravo. I hope he gets a lot more work. I hope they do more movies. I want a Death series or a movie at the very fucking least. Something, goddammit. We need more Death. Last year I did a very primitive version. It was, I believe, my very first movie review was Puss in Boots. Please check that out. Link in the description. It was a great time. The Bad Habits, I will not fuck with death. Clip that. Number 5. We are officially at the midpoint of the video. Next up, we have Jeremiah Sands from Mandy. Recently, I did a video of Old Habits Die Hard. Thank you for the 24 people or so that saw that. I really appreciate you. Mandy is a really underrated film. It didn't make a lot of money when it came out in theaters, but I hope it recouped its budget due to home video. Anyway, Jeremiah Sands, he's fucking pathetic. This man is a cult leader of the Children of the New Dawn. As I said, I just did a video on this, so we're going to make this really quick. He's pathetic. He needs to be the center of attention. He's his own biggest fan. Check out the video. Next up, we have number 4. Okay, so this one's obvious. Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. Do you like the get up at least? I'm doing a special ranking of all the Nightmare on Elm Street films, so stay tuned if you're watching this after Friday the 13th, 2023. How can you run from something when you have to sleep? Sleep is like my ultimate enemy. At this time of recording, it's 6:37 in the morning. Okay, I have been at this for a while. Sleep is my goddamn enemy, and the last thing I could handle, the last thing I could fathom is goddamn Fred Krueger. I'm fucked. There's no chance. I stay up all night editing and playing video games. So, Freddy Krueger, goddamn terrifying. Unfortunately, he turned to a goddamn mascot as the series went on, so that's why he's at this point in the list. But that's okay. Robert Englund, he is iconic in this role. Poor Jackie Earle Haley tried to play him in the reboot. It did not work out. It's not his fault. It's just that Robert Englund is just so goddamn good, and it's going to be hard to try to cast a shadow over this portrayal. This is a great series, and I'm sorry this feels like a commercial for a future video. Bear with me. In the meantime, I'm done talking about Freddy. Let's move on to number 3. This next one might come as a surprise, y'all. Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. With Walter White's omission, I'm going to include his mentor turned nemesis, Gus Fring. I need to do a video so Breaking Badly on this show that it's goddamn ridiculous. I love Breaking Bad. I don't know if I could ever do it justice, though. So that's kind of why the hold off. Even with Logan, I struggled, which one of my favorite movies of all time. I struggled. I didn't do that movie justice. Check it out, though. Gus Fring was doing well. He was doing so good without the cancer that is Heisenberg. Not Walter White. Need I say more? He's one of the greatest villains of all time. Hence why Giancarlo Esposito is always playing villains. He was awesome in The Boys, Far Cry 6, The Mandalorian, which I have not checked out. I will be honest, I don't get into Star Wars, but yeah, the man's a goddamn legend. I remember him from Do the Right Thing and Nothing to Lose. Anyway, Gus Fring is awesome. Next up, we have number 2. I get really excited when I talk about The Thing. I mentioned in many videos, especially lately because I'm on this big horror kick getting ready for Halloween. When this movie came out, it was a bomb. People did not understand it, but it was way ahead of its fucking time. Look at how many movies try to imitate what this thing has pulled off. Ironically, I put It Chapter 2 on because there's a specific scene that's ripped straight out of it. The creature and creature effects in this movie are top notch. The 2011 remake could not come close. Recently watched it. It's not The Thing. This is the one to watch. I'm gonna do a dedicated video to The Thing one day, so I can't give too much away. Keith David, Kurt Russell. Cast, yo. They even got the diabetes guy. Next up, we have number 1. We are finally here, and this one is very personal for me. I used to have a cousin who has since passed away. He had the mask, he had the soundtrack, he would turn the lights off and run around with this fake knife that looked really real. So real that it would catch any glimmer of light and scare the shit out of me. Ever since then, I developed this early fear of Michael Myers, and he's a staple in our household, in our family. My family isn't as close as we used to be. Hell, just 3 years ago, pre-COVID, we would have a tradition where we would go over someone's house. We would, eat candy, eat pizza, and, watch Halloween. Or if they allowed me to torture them, Halloween Resurrection, which is like the best movie of all time. If I ever have to fight Michael Myers in real life, I want to fight this version with the eyebrows and the one who takes commands from Busta Rhymes. That version is untouched. Specifically in this entry, though, for my number one spot, we're doing the 78 2018. We're doing that version where they sort of retcon those sequels in between these. That version of Michael Myers still haunts me today in my nightmares. I don't dream very often, or at least I don't remember them. On occasion, I will have a Michael Myers nightmare and it fucks me up. But yet, I love these movies. This version of Michael will be addressed in a special 45th anniversary video coming the weekend of October 27, 2023. So if you're watching this after, go back and check that out. There's a surprise or two in there for you. That's all I can say. It might feature a guest. It might not. I can't tell you. All right. So I've held up your time long enough. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm the Bad Habits, aka TBH, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces.